Welcome back, Guardian. I've been waiting for this buff to happen for a while. Parashock Prime, April the 9th, is going to be turning into Parashock Ultra. Everything PvE is going to be involved with this build, so you can use it inside and outside of Gambit. Let's start off with the buffs that are going to be happening. So, top and bottom tree, damage is going to scale now to 150% over 5 seconds of continuous use of the attack, and effects and audio is also going to support that functionality. But what that means is you're going to be mowing through all the trash mobs to charge that 150% to then knock out these orange bar and bigger targets that the Parashock Prime or the art class in general used to kind of struggle with. You're now going to be easily mowing down these people like they are nothing. Parashock Ultra can be used with any tree, so let's talk about the chain lightning melee. You can now chain up to 5 times, up from 1, and each individual target can now be hit twice. Because of this, the damage was decreased from 50 to 31, since you're able to chain more targets, but it's all good. It's still going to hit hard. You're going to be doing a lot of damage. And if that wasn't good enough, the arc web can now chain many, and they stress many more targets back and forth between targets. The amount of chaining varies based on use, and they're going to leave it up to us to discover and increase chain range from 10 meters to 12 meters. So I like using the bottom tree, the Rising Storm. I like using the electrostatic surge where it charges my rift a lot faster, which we're going to talk about. And the arc soul is also becoming even more beast now. And of course, landfall to stagger or destroy enemies. Now let's take a look at the armor and see what we're going to be modifying on it. So Crown of Tempest still going to be the staple here. 1 mobility, 3 recovery with the recovery mod. That's going to take care of a majority of your charging abilities because it stays procced with the plus 15 Reaper perk. This helmet and induction tines are probably going to stay procced the entire battle because of this buff. Now as far as your arms, 1 mobility, 2 recovery. Use Fallen Armaments. Since the stats on this build are already amazing, 7-0-10 build, you have plenty of room to add other add-ons that will always benefit you when you need them. And Fallen Armaments, I mean, it's not always going to be used, but you have the space for it. But I did do some research, and apparently Fallen Armaments does stack with Taken Armaments. So when you kill a Fallen or a Taken Fallen, you get double the drop. I don't know if that's been patched, but if it isn't, that is going to be hella beast to have on your Guardian, especially when it kicks in. Like I said, it won't be used all the time. But the cool thing about this build is it has amazing stats at 7-0-10, and you have all the recharge rate from the plus 15 Reaper perks, plus the buff that's happening, plus stuff we haven't even talked about yet that's going to be happening as far as buffs with this class. You have so much room to just overkill this build to the fullest, where you can use it for Gambit Prime and for general PvE activities altogether. Another reason you don't need that Paragon mod anymore is because the electrostatic surge is being buffed. They're increasing the bonus regeneration rate of the rift by 600%. They said it sounds like a big boost. Well, you'll definitely feel it, but they thought it was previously very low, so you're going to be getting your rift all the time. Extends the rifts from 15 to 20 seconds, and when you're around your allies, you're going to get a notification letting you know that that's going to be active. And also, the Arc Soul extended duration by 50%. Used to last for 9 seconds when your rift would end. Now it's supposedly going to last for 18 seconds, so carry that guy through battle with you, start destroying. Now let's move on to the chest piece. This is going to stay exactly the same. 2 mobility, 3 recovery, recovery mod. Build it for the weapons you're going to be choosing with the build. And now on to the legs. So with the legs, you're going to use a Taken spec. Like I said, with this build, you're not going to need any grenade charge mods, melee mods. Crown of Tempest is going to get you covered. The plus 15 Reaper perk is going to get you covered. The only thing you can do to put in this extra slot is the Taken spec to get that 10% bonus damage to kind of help you melt the boss a little bit faster. And then moving on to the final piece, the Taken Armaments, of course, with the recuperation, making those orbs, healing yourself, getting that ammo drop to prepare for the boss fight. There's literally nothing else you could put on this build that would make it better than it is with all those slots once you piece them all together. You got the Taken Armaments, the Fallen Armaments. Supposedly they're going to stack to give you double the drop for your heavy ammo. You're going to have so much ammo because of Pinata perk. You're going to have the plus 15 major rewards perk active. All these buffs with this class, the Crown of Tempest recharge rate. And if that's not overkill, chaining arc damage now reduces the cooldown of your grenade. It works with arc web chains and chains from the chain lightning melee. You earn 3% per instance on PvE, and then 10% energy per instance in PvP. There isn't another build in this entire game that'll let you get the mobility, the recovery. We know resilience is trash for PvE, but you have all these extra mod slots because the stat on this armor is so good. 7-0-10 are beast stats, and when you add in that plus 15 recharge, the Taken spec, the Taken and the Fallen Armaments, all this crazy stuff that you're going to be doing with this build, all these buffs that are happening, there's just nothing that's going to be toppling the Parashock Ultra for anything PvE or Gambit Prime. And even though you might not need the impact induction, the impact induction is for outside of Gambit, still keeping this a universal build inside and outside all around in PvE. I hope you enjoyed this build tutorial. Thanks for tuning in, Guardian. My name is Ristophilis, and I'll catch y'all next time.